You got a problem over there, Juanito? Don't pull it.
AM 1370 WLTH and on the FM dial 92.7 W224EA, Kent, Indiana.
You all right over there, Juan?
Yeah, right.
Be aware of your surroundings, Juanito. My bad hair day today. I had my hair up for 2 days and I decided to let's just bring my hair down. Let my hair down for a minute.
I gotta see when this thing ends.
What thing?
How do you say this?
Ara.
Wait.
Excuse me? Say it
See
again.
when it ends.
Ara. This one looks almost like me for a second, but I know it's not me. Right? But it's not me. Baila.
There you go.
All right. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Good evening. And good morning somewhere out there in the world. This is WLTH AM 1370, the region's choice and the people's voice. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están todos ustedes aquí en vivo, radicando desde nuestros estudios aquí en WLTH AM 1370 y 92.7 FM y también, claro, en 1370 WLTH.com. Y también en vivo aquí en Facebook y en YouTube. Buenas tardes. How you doing over there, Juanito?
I'm doing.
You doing what?
Working.
How you doing, Juanito?
I'm doing all right.
All right. How's it going? What's going on? What's new? The views expressed by the host and the callers of this show are not necessarily the views of WLTH Radio, management, owners, and sponsors, and advertisers. And speaking of advertisers, you got something right there.
Now, actually, today is the last day of May. Can you imagine that? Tomorrow's already June the 1st. Mm-hmm. And we want to once again thank Ms. Araceli Corona for advertising Nuestra Comunidad Northwest Indiana. And she has some very important, informative, powerful seminars that are for anyone that is 65 years of age, turning 65, or new to Medicare, because there's a lot of options that are available for the people to choose when it comes to making their Medicare choices for them. So coming up on June the 5th at 1 o'clock at the Holiday Inn Express, she has a seminar at 6295 Mountain Road at 1 o'clock in Portage, Indiana. She also has others that's July, so I'll let that off right now. Let me see if I can find anything. And there's one, June the 6th at 10 o'clock in the morning at the Inglewood Athletic Club, 3000 West Jefferson Street. So that's June the 6th, 10 o'clock in the morning, the Inglewood Athletic Club, 3000 West Jefferson Street. And then once again, on June the 5th, Holiday Inn Express, 6295 Mountain Road in Portage. To get a hold of Miss Araceli, you can give her a call at 219-801-1276. That's 219-801-1276 or 773-968-6619. 773-968-6619. And give her a call for any information that you may need about Medicare or to make plans to come out to one of the forums that she has coming up. And she has some all the way lined up to, at least I can see, September in different parts of the region here in Northwest Indiana and into the Chicagoland area. So make plans. And like I said, the more information you have, the better choices you can make for your own self as it relates to the Medicare options that are available. And then one more thing, I guess, which will be my last announcement for today,
Sure.
and that is that you have I am part of the 1976 class of Washington High School, 1976. We are having our high school reunion coming up on Thursday, July the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th. at first of all at the Dynasty Banquet Hall in Hammond on the
Uh-huh.
25th. The 26th is the Navy Pier cruise at the Odyssey, and the picnic at Washington Park. It's a 3-day event for a total of $175. Go to ECW
Do I go
class.
free? Can we
Huh?
go free? We've been advertising it.
Go to
Do we go
ECW
free?
class of 1976, 43rd class reunion.
Híjole.
That's our Facebook page.
Man, I'm telling
Johnny
you.
Mitchell, 773-426-9295.
Johnny Mitchell, we're going free.
Eli Barbosa, 219-201-4281. Debbie Salco at 219-688-4875. Myself, 219-712-5701. CC Cruz at 219-678-2406. And Paul Vela at 219-318-9176. Go to our Facebook to ECW Class of 1976 43rd Class Reunion. Ladies and gentlemen, don't wait until the very end to decide if you are going or not. All monies are due by June the 10th, and that is coming up tomorrow. Already is June the 1st.
Ya tan rápido, Juanito. Time flies when you're having fun. Have you been having fun?
I've been having whatever I want to have, so I'm good.
It's either yes or no.
Whatever, I answered it.
Have you been
If I
having
want to have
fun?
fun, I'll have fun. If I don't want to have fun, then I don't want to have fun.
It goes with
So
time
let it be
flies when
written.
your house shush.
So let it be written, okay?
You're starting too early. It's just the
No,
beginning of the
no,
show,
well,
Juan.
no, well,
It's 7 minutes after
it's-
the hour. If you want to call in and just give us a shout out, just to say hello, just to say your show stinks or your show is great,
Sure.
keep it going, whatever it is, call us 219-885-1371. Si les gusta este programa, por favor, no se me pongan tan vergüenzosos, tan allá del rancho. Llámenos al 219-885-1371. Y saludos a todos los que están escuchándonos. Greetings, hello, shout out to all of those that are watching via Facebook and YouTube as well. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuestra Comunidad NWI. Y claro, si quieren llamar, llamen al área 219-885-1371. That's 885. What, Juan?
137. Wait,
One.
85 1373. I mean, one for the number here.
Yeah.
85 1371.
885-1371, the Region's Choice and the People's Voice. And I want to thank everybody that has been part of my team and part of cooperating and collaborating and also reciprocating. Many times people ask me to do things and I don't see them reciprocating. Why do you think that is, Juanito? They're so easy, quick to ask for you to help, but what do you think? What's going on, Juanito? A ver, I know it happens to you too, so what's going on? A ver.
Well, I think you just have to realize once you have relationships with certain people that you know where they're coming from. Once you have things you might want to do among each other or whatever the case may be, and sometimes, like you said, people reciprocate, and others times.
But I think that the best thing to do is to reciprocate. Wouldn't you agree? You agree with me? Yeah. Well, we have special guests coming on, and Major Jennifer Green is on her way. I know that she's held up in some kind of traffic wherever she's coming from. As long as she comes here safely, it is all good. So, Jennifer, we are here waiting for you to get here. And of course, I also have another guest that will be calling in from California. And I want to talk briefly when she calls in. Berta will be calling in from California based on where I was yesterday. Saludos, hermanas. Hey, greetings to all my Texas people. Saludos allá en México también. A mi Guanajuato canto yo. There's a song by an old band that used to play, Impacto Tropical. So I was last weekend. I had a blast with Sonora Dinamita. It was so hot. Saludos allá también a los de Pilsen, el barrio, la vecindad de Pilsen y también de La Villita. They're having the Mexican festival this weekend. It starts today for 3 days. And they just had the festival El del Mole. Talk about mole, 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 mole. It was good. It was good. For those of you that missed it, you can watch it on my Facebook page. It was some good, delicious mole. But, I still want to get me some corn on the cob. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'll go this weekend so I can get me some elote allá en La Villita. Have you been to the village one?
Which village?
The little village, La Villita, 26th Street.
Yeah. Might have been with you or my friend from Florida.
No, it wasn't with me because we've never gone to 26th Street.
Florida now.
You've been to 18th Street?
Who will be back hopefully sometime within the next several months. So we always get together when she comes by
That's awesome.
to East Chicago.
That's awesome. So you've been to Pilsen, 18th
Yeah.
Street? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like being back in Mexico, right?
And wasn't the
Well, I don't know. Did you ever go to
wasn't that
Mexico?
festival that we went to or participated in Pilsen? I think at some point in the past.
That was Pilsen.
Yeah,
That is
I
right.
remember.
Okay, I think
Okay,
our
is that
guest
right?
is here. Major is here. Yes. Yeah, it was there, and that was El Festival El Sol, Sol Festival
Del Sol.
del Sol
Fiesta
with
del Sol.
Mr. Soto, and of course we want to say hello to Alvaro. Alvaro, you jammed, man, this whole past weekend. I'm sure, or I hope you're resting, because it was a lot of work involved in doing what they did for last weekend festival. We'll let you catch your breath for a moment, and you just come on over here and have a seat, young lady. And of course, Major is here, and she's going to share great things with you because, when we find out that there's a program out there for our youth, what do, Juan?
Promote it.
Right. But more than anything, I like bringing them here on the radio so that people can hear what's going on, what's happening in our community, and programs for our kids. And that's the most important thing. Summer's about to start. And where are our kids going to go for the summer? Are there plenty of programs out there? If that is you who's watching, please share that information with us because we do not want our kids out on the streets causing trouble or looking for trouble or finding trouble, even if when they're not looking for it. They can find it. It's unfortunate that people get shot, drive-by shootings, and my condolences to the last one I heard, the mom was holding her baby when she got shot in the head. So that is crazy. But, we already know it's a spiritual warfare, and we can do things about that. So welcome again. Okay, if you can move that close to you, dear.
Hermana, gracias,
Hola, buenas tardes. ¿Cómo
Nosotros,
estás?
muy bien, nosotros tenemos los regalos para los dos.
Oh, muy
Sí,
bien,
sí,
gracias.
Sí, sí. De
Oh,
nada.
I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
Solo un poquito swag. Solo un
Oh,
poquito
está bien.
swag.
¿Cuál quieres?
Take one.
¿Cuál quieres tú? Yo quiero este. Okay. I want the bright one. So how's it going? How has it been?
Been great. Thank you so much. We do have one of our students, Brian German. He'll be coming here today in a little bit. And so we also have Princessa Baltazar, our lovely
Princessa's coming back?
Yes,
all
executive
right.
administrative
Ooh, so we don't need another chair then. Okay.
So
Wonderful.
it's exciting.
Yeah.
But you asked about summer programs.
Yes.
And Starbase Indiana, which is locally here in Gary at the Gary Armory, they have the opportunity for students going into 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade to go to their summer STEM camps, science, technology, engineering, and math, 100% free. Signups are still available. And so if you go to starbasein.org, which is Starbase Indiana, starbasein.org, you can sign up for free a full week. All you have to do is bring your lunch. They're going to go to the Gary Airport. They're going to go see several. Absolutely.
I always want to be a kid. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Anyway, yes. So is it Starbase as a BASE?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when does this program start?
They actually have, I believe, 4 or 5 sessions throughout the summer. So one week, your young person can sign up for it for free. They'll do rocketry, they'll do 3D design, they do physics. They just do all kinds of interesting and amazing things that allow young people to just whet their appetite for STEM. So it's exciting.
So let me back it up a minute. I know
Sure.
that not all of you know this young lady that's sitting next to me. She's a powerhouse, and she's got some good news to share now. Besides her flying, she can do bigger stuff than that. So tell everyone who you are, where you're from.
Sure. My name is Jennifer Ruth Green, and I have the opportunity to serve in the Air National Guard. I serve at Fort Wayne in Indiana, and so I'm excited to be here and serve our local community. I go to First Baptist Church of Hammond and am the community liaison for City Outreach Foundation, which is a nonprofit aimed at providing Christ-centered help to at-risk youth and adults who are homeless or addicted. So I have the opportunity to direct the Mission Arrow Pipeline, which is intended to develop missions-minded leaders and missionary aviators and AeroSTEM employees who are missions-minded. So we have a broad curriculum that encompasses aviation, character, career, and missions. And so we teach on those things based on our years of experience in those industries.
Wonderful. And how long you been doing this?
Actually, since 2017.
2017. What got you interested in going into military?
Well, my father was in the military, my grandfather was in the military, and so it has been in the blood for a long time. Just some godly examples of people who have served our country. And so I was excited to raise my hand and say, yes, please.
Wonderful. And if you had to choose, would you do it all over again?
Yes, and I would
I
definitely
mean, you
do
did
Air
have to
Force.
choose, but if you were to choose again, would you do it
Absolutely.
again? Oh, well, that's
Absolutely.
wonderful. That's great. So tell us what's been the most devastating and then the most greatest experience being in the military.
The most devastating experience and the most rewarding experience. Let's see. That's a really good question. The last time we had the opportunity to connect, I know we spoke about combat and the realities of warfare. I would say the most difficult thing for me was realizing that I had the capacity in myself to hate another human being, to hate a group of people. And I believe that God had to work in me for a long time to help me understand that his creation was exactly that, his and not mine to make choices or judgments about. And so I'm happy that the Lord brought me out of that, but that was a really devastating thing for me to know that that was inside of me. And I would say the most rewarding thing, I think has been the opportunity to take the skills that the military has provided and to be able to use that training and give back. Truly and honestly, I feel like being able to fly and being able to bring that to our communities and just share and say, hey, you can do this, it's possible, to just increase our representation. It's really exciting for me.
It certainly sounds exciting. You know, my friend over here, Juan, has never flown ever, right? Am I right?
Juan, my heart breaks for you, brother.
Right? Can you tell him what he's missing? He's missing.
Do you like driving though? Do you like driving?
I drive. I'm actually have a 2005 Chevy Malibu sedan. I have 239,000 miles, but I haven't really. It's been mostly more regional miles than anything else.
Really?
Yeah. So
in other words, he hasn't really gone out of Indiana,
right.
parts of Illinois. You haven't seen nothing yet, Twan. You have not begun to live.
I love it.
Yeah. I love it. But anyway, back to what you're doing.
Sure.
What are you currently working on? I know you mentioned that summer program, the STEM, but what are you personally working on? Because people need to hear. You just got a promotion or something. I don't know. Tell us, share it.
So I'm excited. Yeah. I am now a professional pilot. So I passed my commercial check ride and I am now cleared for hire. Although my desire is not to go work for the airlines or anything like that. That would take a lot more training. But my desire is to develop and serve missionaries through aviation. So at this point, though, if there was a trip that needed to be flown or something like that, I could have the opportunity to take that trip. And so I'm excited about those things. I think it lends a lot of credibility to what we're able to do. And so I'm grateful that the Lord allowed me the opportunity to do that. And so we also have a lot of people who have reached out and said, hey, we want your curriculum or we want the opportunity to have you come in and help us. And I'm excited because we are just a grassroots effort trying to serve our community. And it's a labor of love, not a function of paychecks or anything like that. It's just something we want to do to make sure that we help people. And so we decided to develop an outreach program. So our missionaries are in a self-contained path. Basically, they have the opportunity to start out in 5th grade with us, and then they work through Starbase, and then they work with me through the high school years, and that's where they do aviation, character, career, and missions. And then after that, phase 3 of our program is in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and that's where they'll do missionary aviation. That's where they'll get their ratings, and that's at the college level. So they'll learn basics though about aerospace and aviation in high school. So we're excited for that. But because there were people who desired to either join our program or have access to our program, we developed the Archer Academy, which is an extension of what we do, which teaches the exact same principles. However, it's more of a short-term basis because if they're not enrolled in the school system where we're teaching our coursework, then the opportunity for them to be a missionary not there. But we are willing to speak at schools or provide aerospace education or provide character training, career, missions, anything among those core 4 areas that we have. And we just want to be able to be a blessing and be a help to young people. So it's our labor of love again, a burden that we want to do to give to our community 100% free. If we can be a help to you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And if I know some people say we would love to be able to give and support. And so if you would support the Mission Arrow Pipeline, it's a nonprofit, and that's how it would be a help to us to be able to continue our work.
So you're looking for those that want to contribute, donate, give back as well, since you are a not-for-profit. Funding's got to come from somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
We don't want our kids to have to pay for something that they can't truly afford. Unfortunately, in this area, there are a lot of kids that would love to experience that, but can't afford things. So I appreciate that you're offering this program, startbase.in.org. Parents, get with the program and tell the kids, or you kids, if you're watching or you're going to hit replay, please go to that. So is this restricted only to a certain age, certain cities? Tell us more about that.
Yes. So the Archer Academy, we have, we'll host several events throughout the year. And our next one coming up is in August. We'll have a family day. It's called Full Steam Ahead: Science, Technology, Engineering, Aerospace, and Math. And so we'll do demos. We'll have the opportunity basically for a family to come and have a 1-hour experience with us. And so they'll get to experience 3D printing. They'll get to experience just kind of the gamut of what we do. The 122nd Fighter Wing has committed an A-10 to that project, so they'll fly it into the Gary Airport. We'll get the chance to see our community, I think, come together. And so we're just kicking off really the air show, the 2019 Gary Chicago Air and Water Show. So it's a privilege for us to be the precursor to that, get everybody excited about it, and then bring them out the following week to be able to see. And so if you come with us and you want to come with the Mission Arrow Pipeline, we do have an open invitation to tour the F-22, the Raptor demo pilot. His name is Major Paul Loco Lopez. And
local or local? Which one? Maybe say, how about both?
LOCO. He's a good man.
He's loco. I'm loco too, but I'm crazy, crazy. For Jesus, obviously.
So you're more than welcome to do that, but you can contact us and we can set up individualized opportunities. So whatever it is that works for you, if your school, your church, your youth group, if we could be a help to them and a blessing, it would be a privilege. We generally are in the local Chicagoland area, and if we would travel, it would be a help to us if you would help us get to where you are. But mainly, like I said, it's a labor of love. So if we can help you, please let us know, and we'll do our best to get where you are.
So how do we reach you?
Missionarrow.org is our website, MISSIONAERO. So mission, like our goal, is aerospace, AERO. And then, as you all know, the word in Spanish for missionary is
misionero.
That's it. So that's who we are. So please join us. If we can help you, please reach out and let us know.
And is there a website that we can look at besides the starbase.in.org? What's the other one?
Absolutely. Missionarrow.org.
Missionero.org. And I will also share it on our Facebook for those of you that are watching through Facebook. And I thank you guys for joining us. Now, last time I had brought Major Green was to talk about an event that it kind of rained, but I just was not able to make it. But I wanted to follow up on it because I don't want you to just to say, oh yeah, she brought it and we never know what happens and we don't know if it worked or if it was successful. Oh, how do the kids feel? You said that there's actually a student on the way?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I hope they walk in like it right now so that we get to hear what the experience was and how it felt to learn and see what they saw. And so how was it anyway, from your standpoint?
Oh man, I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity. We weren't able to fly because of weather, but we had 8 pilots that were ready to go who had donated their time in their aircraft to be able to come and provide rides to our young people all day. We had the entire 122nd Fighter Wing and basically the leadership and senior staff at our disposal. It was such a privilege to be able to have the young people come in, be greeted by senior military leaders. They had just solid representation, I think, of people that didn't necessarily appear to be the demographic that they would consider that aerospace or aviation would be.
That's
And
great.
I think it'd be a great experiment. I haven't done it in my classes yet, but if you gave somebody a crayon and a box of crayons and said, hey, would you just draw a pilot for me and see what that person put? I would guarantee that somebody would probably put a man and would probably put fair skin on them. And I think that's not inaccurate, but it's something that we desire to help change. And so as a result of that, they were able to see aerospace professionals that looked like them.
Wonderful.
We had
so they can relate.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Before we go, we have a commercial.
Okay.
Is that right, Larry? Okay, we'll be right back after these commercials. Don't go anywhere.
I forgot.
If I'm talking too much, let me know.
No, it's okay. I didn't want to cut you off because you're inspired by it. So we're good. Hello, buenas tardes. ¿Dónde está el niño? Where's our student at?
I forgot my charger to plug it in.
You'll be all right.
So I gotta buy another.
You'll be all right. It's not gonna die. It's not gonna die.
It is for an hour. It'll
be all right. It's a brand new phone. You got a long battery.
And 219
You'll be all right.
801 1276.
Hi guys, thank you for watching on YouTube and on Facebook. Saludos a todos ustedes. Hope you guys are learning from these programs that we're having, and they're available to some of you youth, so take advantage of the information that is being brought to you. We're going to bring them again. You know, every time that we invite students to go to field trips or part of a program, we are always, from this day forward, bringing them back as a follow-up. Many times people don't follow up. You know, they don't follow up. So I want to follow up, and you guys get to hear how it went, not just talk about it.
And we did confirm Brian is on his way.
How far is he? Oh, wonderful. Brian, right?
Brian at German. He's a Spanish speaker, so yeah, it'd be perfect.
Herman? All right. Welcome back. Bienvenidos otra vez aquí en nuestra comunidad Noreste de Indiana, WLTH AM 1370. Welcome back to WLTH AM 1370, the Region's Choice and the People's Voice. And of course, 92.7 FM, and we're live on Facebook and our YouTube. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that's Nuestra Comunidad WLTH. If anything else you don't learn in Spanish, the only thing you're going to learn about Spanish is our name, right?
Absolutely.
You got any questions for Major?
Well, I live in East Chicago, and there's a big billboard in East Chicago about Central High School, which is our only high school in East Chicago, offering or starting, I guess, a ROTC program. I know probably not every school does it. And so is this something that should be mandatory or voluntary when it comes to high schools and offering ROTC programs in their local high schools?
I think it's a very unique question. I participated in junior ROTC, Reserve Officer Training Corps, and really the mission of ROTC is to create and build community leaders. So it's just to develop young people and help them to be better, responsible citizens. So really, I think that's what all of us would want for our young people, whether it's mandatory or not. I think the discipline that it provides really helps out so many young people, regardless of whether they go to the military or not. So actually, it's really encouraging to know that more popping up across the nation. It's not necessarily military mandatory. I don't know if I said that right. It's not necessarily a requirement.
It's not mandatory at all.
Yeah. However, it is. It's a huge plus to understand how to march and things like that. But overall, we're just creating responsible citizens, and I think it's amazing. So
we just had 4 young students from East Chicago Lincoln, I think, elementary school that I think should be like right today, maybe for the next 3 or 4 days. They won the opportunity to go to the camp for West Point Academy in New York.
Wow.
There was a $8,500 price tag to go with that. There were fundraisers that were done, and they went beyond the $8,500 to get those kids to West Point from Lincoln Elementary School, I think, in East Chicago. So congratulations to those 4 kids, their families, and hope they get the most out of being in New York and through West Point. Is there anything you can tell us about I think probably you never went to West Point. Is there anything you can tell us about the West Point Academy, or if you did go to the West Point Academy, that you can share with our listeners right now?
Yeah,
and viewers?
absolutely. So I went to the Air Force Academy, which is the Air Force equivalent of the U.S. Military Academy, which is West Point. And so West Point's on the Hudson River. It's very gray in color, but it is an amazing training ground. A lot of history that was there. I have a joke for you. Did you know that General Grant was a West Point graduate? And he was actually voted most likely to secede.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's a great training ground, and they produce a lot of good officers. But I did have the opportunity to go there for an Air Force Army football game, which Air Force won. So it's an exciting time. But no, it's a privilege. They only have they're only allocated 4,000 cadet slots per year, total for a cadet population. And so that's congressionally mandated. And you have to receive a congressional appointment or a presidential or a vice presidential appointment to go to any service academy. It's a very tough, rigorous schedule between academics, military, and athletics. You're graded on all of them. And to graduate and commission as an officer with all of the input that the Army wants to give you is a privilege. And so they actually either graduated this past week or will graduate this coming week. But Air Force Academy graduated yesterday. So
congratulations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Second lieutenants. We're excited to have you. Welcome to the team.
Welcome. Yeah. So we have a young student that is here now. So you get to hear from the horse's mouth, but in this case, it's not a horse, it's a student. Right? Well, as that saying goes, you hear it from the horse's mouth. So we need to hear it. We need to know that it actually is beneficial. I know it is, but we want to hear from someone that has actually been there, experienced it, and how he felt about it. So, buenas tardes. How are you?
Doing good.
Tell us your name. And your
my
age.
name is Brian German. I am 15 years old.
You're 15 years old, Brian German. Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Okay, well, we're not in a Ferris wheel and we're not on a roller coaster, so stand still. No. I just saw you say, hold on. Just breaking the ice with you, okay? So how long have you been part of the Misionero?
I've probably just been in this class for like a year only.
Okay.
So,
what got you interested in wanting to take the class?
Well, a little story behind how I was able to enter into the class. I had a friend of mine that was also in my class but wasn't able to come today. Me and him, we saw the interview and all the stuff that they were talking about, and how there was airplanes and stuff like this, and you're gonna learn about it. So I was just joking around and I just signed it, cause I don't know, I thought I wouldn't be picked over like thousands of people, like thousands of kids that were there. So the day that it came by where we were chosen, we ended up getting chosen to a class. So our friends and my friend and I went to this class where she was standing there, and me and my friend just look at each other. We're like, "What are we doing here?" And once she told us, "Oh, congratulations, you guys made it into the class," I was just surprised. I didn't think I would be able to be chosen to come to this class. But once I started getting into the class, started learning a lot about it. It was a lot interesting about learning about planes and about the mission field and all these amazing things that you can learn from this class. And now I'm really interested to stay in this class.
Wonderful. And I'm going to have more questions for you, but right now we have a caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air. Hello. Good. How are you? Hold on a second, because I can't hear you. I multitasked but forgot to put the headphones on the phone. Give me a second, young man. Juan, I was asking you.
So let it be ready.
I don't have the phone there. It was your phone.
Well, you can put these
Anyway,
on.
I'm getting ready to go on vacation from this radio program in a minute here. All right, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, I know I'm on the air.
There you go.
Sounds so far away.
There you go, sweetheart. It's just that our... Can you fix that, hon?
Way like you way away.
I am here now. Can you hear me now?
See,
all right. Go.
Like this.
Go ahead.
Muffled. Whatever the case may be,
go ahead.
Muffled, okay?
Oh, it's muffled? It's not coming through cleared?
I mean, like you're under the ground and I'm trying to hear you talk up underground.
Okay, well, I don't know. Larry will fix those dials. I'm sure he's able to hear whatever is sounding on that end. So.
Oh, Larry did what? Larry did this?
No, Larry didn't do it. Larry's trying to fix it. Mr. Greenwood, let's not blame.
day, all the way from early this morning, from
We can hear you.
2 a.m. to up to right now.
Oh, well, the devil
hear
is a
him.
liar then. Had to be in our show, huh?
We can hear him.
I said it had to be on our show, right?
It had to be on your show, whatever the case may be. Maybe it wasn't meant for me to ask this question.
Go ahead, ask the question.
The caller you have there, what's her name?
My name is Jennifer Ruth Green.
Okay, Jennifer, now, I heard you talking about earlier, you was hating somebody, I guess the offensive. Who was you hating? What nation of people?
That's a really interesting question, sir.
Why you all sound like you all muffled? What's going on with you, Mike?
I don't know.
Is this any better for you?
Maybe
It's probably on your end, Mr. Greenwood.
What was the young lady saying?
Go ahead.
Is this any better for you?
Okay, that's fine. Now, the young lady, what was she saying?
So this is me. This is Jennifer Ruth Green, and I actually went to Iraq for 6 months.
Okay, and you wait a minute. Let's talk about this hate. Somebody was teaching you to hate.
Mr. Greenwood, we are limited on time,
Okay,
so
bye.
but I appreciate you, hon. So sorry. Thank you. We were talking, actually, the question that was asked previously was, what was the worst experience she's had and what was the most rewarding experience? And the worst was having to hate someone. She's a woman of God, so that's something that she had to deal with. Her and God dealt with it, done and over the way, squashed, buried beneath, way down beneath. So let's come back to this young man real quick. Okay, so you're like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I made it into the class. So now going into the class, how did it change you in any kind of way? Did it help you in the way you were thinking before and now how you think now? Or how did it change you or help you?
If I can just help you, Brian is a better man because of I kid.
I'm sure he probably would say that.
No, when I first entered this class, I really didn't like it. I thought about it as like a really boring class. Me not knowing anything about it, but then like I started, knowing most of the teachers, going to all these trips, learning a lot about these different things, and I started getting interested. I started loving it. But yeah, it pretty much just like changed me. It changed my opinion on the class as much as now.
How has it changed you personally with yourself, your character, your being, your thoughts, your feelings?
My character, it's changed me a lot. I could say that it has changed me a lot because back then I was stubborn. So, but now like I respect mainly a lot more of my authority and stuff like that than when I used to not.
So what would you say to someone your age about this program, about this class?
Well, what I would say is that this class is an amazing class, first off, and it would help a lot of people in their character, and how really things run, and like let's say in like military bases, you could say, or in like how planes work, and how much like this class mainly can help you with knowledge and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, if you have the opportunity to be able to come to a class like this, just take it.
So you're like, go for it. Take advantage of it, right?
Yeah, because it's something that you personally would enjoy and would understand from like with knowledge and in character as well.
¿Hablas español?
Sí.
Así es que invita a todos los padres de familia que lleven a sus hijos. ¿A dónde quieres que vayan sus hijos?
Pues a esta clase que se llama Misionero. Esta clase es muy, muy grande y muy, ¿cómo se dice? I don't really know that about Spanish.
Lo que puedas.
Say
Spanglish. Most of you kids, you know your Spanglish.
Educativa. Y pues te ayuda mucho en tu caracterismo. Pero sí, si tienes la oportunidad de ir a esta clase, que la tomes porque es algo que sí te puede ayudar mucho.
¿En qué forma te ayudó a ti?
Mi forma que me ayudó mucho es mi carácter. Sí me ayudó mucho en eso.
Qué bien, qué bien. ¿Y lo vas a volver a tomar?
Sí.
¿Sí?
Sí.
¿Y ahora qué más vas a aprender? ¿Qué nuevas cosas vas a aprender?
No sé, de verdad.
You're just ready, right?
I'm just ready for it.
You're just ready for it. So you guys heard it from someone that is of the age that we want these kids to be involved. Did somebody persuade you, like said you better take this?
No.
You did this on your own.
I did it on my
and you're
own.
happy that you did?
Yeah.
And at first you said you thought it was going to be boring.
Yeah. I really did think it was going to be boring.
Most teenagers, I think that way, right? It's like some people don't like what it looks like and like, I don't want to taste that until you try it. You don't know until you try it.
Yeah,
you don't know until you try it, right?
Yeah.
So how can we get these students to get involved? Where do we go? Repeat again, whoever wants to get the information.
Well, we're incredibly excited. If there's anybody that wants to be involved, we have, like we shared, our Archer Academy, which allows you the opportunity to have our team come out and support where you are, but also we have various events that are throughout the community, so you can learn from those one-day sessions. Perhaps if we could come visit your youth group or your church or your school and just reach your students, it would be a pleasure. But you can go to missionaero.org, missionaero.org, and you can learn about our partners, how we operate, and best of all, it's free.
Wonderful. And I just had a thought. You mentioned church. You know, we have a big church too, and a big, huge parking lot. And we have 100 plus kids his age that are part of the 252 culture group. Shout out to my 252 culture group. They have a car wash going on tomorrow from 10 to 4 at 340 West 45th Street in Munster, Indiana. And this is for them to go to their camp, to go to their youth, what do they call it? Youth
Christian summer camp?
It's not just a camp, it's a conference. There you go, that's the word. A youth conference in Kentucky. So these kids are working hard so that they don't have to pay much out of pocket, but they have to raise funds. So tomorrow's their car wash. But I was thinking, let me connect you with 252 and bringing, the airport's right next door, just in case you didn't know. Lansing Airport.
Oh, okay.
We share land. Like,
okay,
there's space in between, and the airport's on one side and the church is on the other.
Nice.
So I'm going to talk to the pastors, and we can connect and have more kids like you get involved into aerospace. I want to know. I want to see. I'm nosy. I'm just intrigued by what I'm hearing. So, I don't know. Are you going to let me go in and somebody else fly me?
No, it'd be
maybe
exciting.
Juan, that'll be the only time you get to fly.
Yeah.
¿Tú quieres decir algo? No vas a decir nada.
Por favor.
No, ¿por qué
We
no?
need you.
Ven para
This
acá.
is our executive administrative
Princesa.
assistant. Yes, we need her.
Princesa, ven para acá. So anyway, give us the information again, your websites, your pages. Do you have Facebook pics, social pages, anything?
Absolutely. Missionero Pipeline. You can look us up. You can see what we're up to. We're excited because we just received Civil Air Patrol's Aerospace Education Excellence Award. So Brian was one of our recipients.
Woo!
And so, yeah,
Thank you.
we're excited for promoting aerospace education in America's schools. So it's really our goal ultimately to create missions-minded leaders. So we know that that's the Great Commission, and that's the foundation of what we do. So we can teach anybody how to fly a plane, about what an airplane is, about how it operates, about the systems on an aircraft. But foundationally, if you don't have the character, or you don't desire to use it for what our labor of love is intended for, then there are plenty of programs out there that will just teach you these separate items. You can learn how to write a resume anywhere else. You can learn how to stand up and give a 30-minute or 30-second elevator speech anywhere else. You can learn how worldwide missions work or humanitarian efforts work. You can learn about airplanes anywhere else, but we put it all together for the work of Christ. And so that's our goal. There are several places who said, hey, come to our school, implement your program. We want everything except for the missions portion of it. And we have to politely decline and say, hey, we will have an extension ministry where we'll have various parts that you can participate in. But the name Missionero Pipeline means something. It is a program where we are directly connecting young people with the purpose of developing missions-minded leaders for tomorrow. So
wonderful.
That's who we are, and we welcome any opportunity to share what we're able to do by God's grace.
And you will have plenty of places for you to go and speak and teach and fly, and you just don't know what you just asked for. I'm just saying.
She's a mover and a shaker.
Question if I may. Unless you might have mentioned it already. How long is the program?
So you can start in 5th grade, and then ideally, once you graduate from college, you will be debt-free, ready to go to the mission field, fully trained. So that's our goal. One of the largest things that we have found for aviation is the fact that going from 0 hours to fully certified as a commercial pilot takes about $90,000. And so debt is one thing that will prohibit you from getting out to the mission field and doing God's work. So if you're kind of a slave to the money that you owe. So our goal is to prepare you through your college years so that once you graduate, you're ready to just figure out the finality of missions requirements. You're fully trained and ready to go and serve the Lord. So it could be that you come through our high school program and you don't desire to go to missionary aviation or missions period, and you take these skills and go anywhere you want to and use them. You're going to be a step ahead, I believe, of your peers. So it could be 4 years at that point, or you can extend it to 8 years. And then if you start at 5th grade with Starbase, which is fully optional, but our partner, then you can have the opportunity to have those additional 4 years. So we can take a 10-year-old all the way through a 22, 23-year-old and have a 12-year program.
So if I can say this real quickly, there are
Yes, sir.
companies now that are starting to offer a benefit or an incentive to hire quality employees by paying at least $5,000 or more of their college tuition, as long as they, in exchange for that, they stay at that company for X amount of years.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then there are so many companies, I think, that are willing to sponsor beyond college scholarships. I mean, sorry, beyond work opportunities, college scholarships for these types of how do you call it? These types of jobs. So I know that less than 10% of 8th graders are interested in STEM, and so increasing that number would certainly allow for more opportunities, but that's why people want to provide those funds. So it's an amazing resource. Even if you decide you don't want to go into missionary aviation, you can take these skill sets, bring them with you to the real world, and use them. So you're absolutely right, Mom.
And how long are these classes, as in per day? Is it Monday to Friday? Is it certain seasons, certain semesters? How does that work?
So we have various events throughout the year, but our students currently who are in phase 2 of the program are getting an hour and a half a week of intense training, and they have outside requirements. And so they're getting a lot of education, I think, and they respond well to it.
Okay. You want anything else to share? You know, you have the space, you have the time, and we'd love to hear what the youth have to say.
Sure.
How certain programs will help them in the future or help them make better choices, or if now you see your friends differently, or tell us. Háblame más. Tell us more. Come on.
Well, I've been in like several different types of programs back then when I was younger. But like what made this one different was the way is like back then I didn't know Christ a lot and I didn't know God and I wasn't really into like the Christian life. But like now that I'm in I know a lot about Christ and I'm into the Christian life that I am now. This program showed me so much about like characteristics that people can have as well, and while the other programs didn't. Another thing different about this program is that it's like so like you have like it's like a family that you have in this program, and the other programs you don't have like that type of family that you have. But that's pretty much mainly what I have during like these different programs, and what's different about this one than there is from another. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have. Yeah.
That's good. So, where do you see yourself after high school? Where are you going? Do you know?
Well, what I'm trying to learn or go to college for is I'm trying to learn, go for hardware and software, mainly about computers. I'm more into that technology stuff, which I know
Good.
about. I recently started doing a little bit of hardware and software when I was around probably 13 years old. But after that, I started loving hardware and software, and mainly about computers and all soundboards and stuff like that. So I was into that, and now I want to grow up and learn it more as a career.
All right, we'll be right back after these commercials. Sorry about that, Larry. Don't go anywhere, guys. I think you told me like 5 minutes ago. I didn't want somebody else's numbers.
Did I tell you I saw Larry at
Necesita verificar sus opciones y elegir
Memorial
el
Day.
plan
He was at the event. I missed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody was
Soy
looking for you.
Araceli
I know.
Coronel, un agente de
You can know there's
seguros,
only one of you. You can only be in one place.
There's only one of me. There's only one of
Were
me.
you grilling?
968
Were you making jerk chicken?
6619 o
Can you make jerk chicken?
219-801-1276.
Are you cooking for Glenn Theater today?
Y explorar sus
Well,
opciones
I
de
made.
Medicare.
You got any food
Si
today?
tiene Medicare y quiere cambiar su plan médico hoy, Usted
Oh, do
puede
you?
calificar.
You have a restaurant?
Soy una agente licenciada y certificada y espero su llamada. Araceli Corona
Which
no
is
está
kitty
conectada
corner
con el
on
programa
Broadway
general
and
de la
Ridge Road. It's a lounge,
Oh.
but he can cook.
Attention medical recipients. Are you turning
Yeah.
65 and do you
So
have
Glen Theater
questions
right now
regarding your
has
Medicare
an
coverage?
acting class with my
Do you need
friend,
to
and
explore
he
your
just texted
options
me,
and
"You better
choose
be
a
there,"
plan
because
that
I
covers
told him I'll just
your
swing by just to
medical
say
needs?
hi. He came in from
Call
LA
me.
to teach
I
an
am
acting
Araceli
class.
Corona,
Oh, okay.
a licensed insurance
So
agent
he'll be back
serving
again in
Illinois and
October. So
Indiana.
if you have any kids that are in acting, this is going to be
778-9689
free
and
for all the youth
So
in
you want all
October.
the drama-filled
219-801-1276.
kids.
Yeah.
Call me and I am glad to answer
Yep.
your
We just
questions.
can change their
help you
drama
explore your options,
into some better drama.
and
Yep, and
you
it's
are turning
offered for free for
65,
all the
have
kids that
Medicare,
are
you
wanting to
may
be in
qualify
acting,
to
and
select
they
the
are
plan.
bringing the
I am a
Robert
licensed and
Townsend and
certified
another
agent
actor.
here in
These are real
Illinois.
actors that are coaching, that are teaching, and they're doing
773-968-6619
workshops for
and
those that are interested in acting, and that's free.
219-801-1276.
Wow.
So
I
that's
look
in
forward to
October.
your call.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Araceli
Princess, I
Corona
would love
is
for you
not
to come
connected with
and
the
just talk a
federal
little bit about
Medicare
why
program.
you help and what God brings you to and why you stay, even though there are crazy hours and so much work to do, and you're going to do 20 straight hours of work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Can you talk about why you stay?
Okay, ven para acá, princesa. Yo me paro.
Spanish and English.
Yo me paro, tú te sientas aquí.
Here you go. Please, no, here.
Oh, you can't talk with your gum in your mouth? Hola, hola, ¿cómo están todos ustedes? Hey, guys. All right, Larry.
Tell my name's close.
Right.
They always ask me for sisters.
All right. Welcome back. And of course, I did get a message that my second guest was not able to call in at the time that I changed time for, but I'll be bringing her back next Friday to Extreme Sabor Latino. And this is regarding Israel. I was actually at an annual fundraiser with nothing but Jews. I was like, oh my gosh, what a blessing. This is me feeling this way, right? And I want to give a shout out to JJ. Jose Lopez is the one that invited me for it. And there were two type of levels of sponsorship, 10,000 or 1,000. What do you think I was in? I was like, you did what? I almost said, that's a call for me. $10,000. But this is to help America keep the peace with Israel.
Mhm.
And so we're bringing someone on that was supposed to call in and give us information because they're the Spanish media from Israel. So they keep the information, bringing it back and forth in Spanish. I'm like, wow, I didn't know. So I met someone, Fred, if you're listening, I met someone yesterday. I met some incredible, beautiful people yesterday. Eileen and Rob from San Francisco. I don't know if they're watching or listening. They came in from San Francisco. They retired and came to Chicago. And so there are going to be more things that are going to be shared. And of course, anything that's going to help our youth, because you're not that old. I think you're young enough to be my child. See, I never say old enough, young enough to be my child, because I don't call myself old. So we have Princesa here now on the line here live in the studio. Princesa, who are you, where you're from, and tell us what you're doing.
Well, my name is Princesa Baltasar, and I am the Executive Administrative Assistant to Missionary Pipeline, or as the director over there, Miss Green.
And what has kept you doing this, and why are you still there?
Well, it's quite the trip working where I'm working right now, but it's a verse that is so important for my life. And it says in John 15:13, it says, greater love hath no man than this, that a man laid down his life for his friends. And that's the part of the Great Commission, is going out there and helping others. And it's going to be a sacrifice. And, if God is going to give me another day of life, might as well make it used to help other people in the process. We're all going through something, and our teens are also going through something, and somebody has to do it. And I'm not saying, obviously that I'm doing a huge part, but if I can do a tiny little part to encourage them to push through and to know Christ, in a different way, and then to take their experiences and be able to take it to someone else and say, hey, like I went through something like that with you, like that you've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what God has done. It's like, what better way of spending your time than doing that?
Right. And where does it all come from?
Christ.
Man, and it's the Holy Spirit. Hallelujah. And that's what keeps you going, right?
Absolutely. Every
That's where you
morning.
get your strength. That's where you get your knowledge, your wisdom, your everything, right?
That's right.
People need to know about that. Get to know our best bud, Jesus.
That's right.
That's right. I got
Another
a
way.
16, you said?
15.
15? I'm sorry for rushing you.
It's
I have
all-
a 15-year-old that's saying it too. So join the choir. They say if they can't beat us, join us. And they certainly can't beat us, right?
That's right.
Right. So one last time, who are you inviting to come to these programs?
The teenagers, anybody that has the opportunity to come do these type of programs, and yeah.
And when do we start? When do these programs start? Miss Jennifer or somebody?
In
Princesa?
August.
In Agosto?
Agosto.
August what?
That's
August
when we have
10th.
full steam ahead.
Okay.
Full
The
steam
next
ahead.
Archer camp.
August 10th for a whole week? Or
Yes, so we're gonna have August 10th, 2019. We're gonna kick off the air show. So we have a one-day family event that we would love to invite the community to come to. Full steam ahead, science, technology, engineering, aerospace, and math. You can come on out to the Gary Airport, see the mighty A-10 from the 122nd Fighter Wing, see various aerospace, science, technology, engineering, and math companies that are just providing hands-on experiences for our youth. So that's the next Archer Academy event. But next year, we're looking to have Archer Camp, which will be a week-long half-day camp for all of our elements that we'll be able to send young people to. So we're excited for it. And,
I'm excited.
we welcome your
thank you guys.
participation.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on the air. And we're out of time, but we'll be back tomorrow. Juanito, you got anything special tomorrow?
Well,
Make it quick.
second time I
So
just
I'll bring you
heard,
back on.
you know, Bishop Donald Hine came to the Diocese of Gary a few years ago, and now he's being, I guess, reassigned back to Wisconsin. So we are going to lose an incredible bishop who, from I guess the first time he came here, did incredible things here at the Diocese of Gary. Now we're going to lose him. So who knows who's going to replace Bishop Donald Hine. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the I word as it relates to the President of the United States. And what, not just the one word that he was so irate about yesterday, there's another I word. And we're going to talk about some other things tomorrow on Nuestra Comunidad Northwest Indiana from 10 to 11 o'clock with Eva and myself.
Yes. And on that note, tomorrow we'll be also with the National Hookup of Black Women. I get to be blessed to be on that mic. I don't know what you guys asked for when you invited me to the MC. So get ready for some real truth, for some real talk, but nothing but from the heart when I speak. And it's not even me speaking when the Spirit takes over. But I want to thank you, young man, for what you're doing. Keep us proud, porque si se puede, Latinos tenemos poder también. We too have power, right?
Yeah.
A ver, ¿cómo se dice?
Tenemos poder.
Tenemos poder.
Tenemos poder. Y sí se puede. And again, my love to Eileen, to Rob, Fred, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. and then we're going to go for the luncheon. And there's a lot of other events that we'd love to promote, but we can only promote so much within 1 hour. So we thank you. And Extreme Sabor Latino, Berta's going to come on. She's actually from California, and I'm multitasking. Not that I ignore anybody, but I'm multitask. I'm inviting people to watch, to listen. People text me, people email me while we're on the air. So, I can only say that, God's the one that makes it happen. So Berta Maricanskas, I hope she agreed to. Perfecto, gracias. She just said yeah. So she agreed since she wasn't able to call in. She is the executive director in Los Angeles of Fuente Latina. If you want more information so you can educate yourself before she comes on, you can go to fuentelatina.org and you'll learn more about what they're doing. And I thank them for what they're doing because yesterday I saw diversity, even though it has to do with Israel, but that's our motherland. And there were people protesting right outside the Hyatt Regency. And I didn't know what was going on outside because I didn't know what to expect inside until I went inside. And so I was just blessed and honored and humbled by that opportunity to be part of it yesterday and to experience a lot of love. I've never been in a room with so many Jews, and we're supposed to bless them and pray for them and love them. And that's what we're doing here. And it was, Christians, Jews. I mean, we're all from the same blood, so we shouldn't be divided because we all bleed the same way, people.
Eve, can I say one more quick thing?
Yeah, real quick.
We started the program today talking about youth and so forth, doing something positive for our youth here. The mayor of Chicago is going to need a lot of prayer, left and right, up and down, and every which way but loose to deal with the youth and the issues that our youth are creating in downtown Chicago and beyond. So we need to pray for her and her team.
And we should not just pray because things are happening, period. Let's be proactive and not reactive. And on that note, Larry, thank you so much. Take us out. Buenas tardes. You guys have, I can't see Jennifer's head, but buenas tardes. Thank you for listening to Nuestra Comunidad NWI. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Hasta la próxima. All right. And on that note, we'll see you guys later.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Explore your options and choose a plan